Welcome to Postural Neurology Live. I'm Dr. Krista Barnes, and I have the opportunity of connecting with a wonderful CPN this morning, Dr. Sasha Green. Dr. Sasha is joining us from snowy Ontario, Canada this morning, and she is going to be sharing with us more about her experience as a CPE and as a CPN and how that's helped transform her practice and how she's enjoyed the experience. So first of all, Dr. Sasha, say hi to everybody. Tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, when you started your practice, a couple of details.
No problem. It's great to be live with everybody. Dr. Chris and I were just saying we feel like we've known each other for the better part of a year, and this is the first time we've actually connected and had a conversation. So it's really exciting to be doing this. My name is Dr. Sasha Green. I've been a chiropractor practicing in Toronto, very busy city, for the better part of 17 years. And I run a very busy multidisciplinary practice that I had the great fortune of purchasing not too long after I graduated. And there's 13 doctors and therapists in my practice. So this has been a very interesting experience trying to get continuing education and implementing new programs when I feel like most of the time I have two jobs. So already one big check for the postural neurology program because it's been so easy to do this considering how busy I am on my day to day.
Wonderful. So considering that, so you have this practice, you have a lot of doctors working with you, a lot of healthcare professionals that you guys work together as a collaborative effort. What made you choose postural neurology? Why did you see that that would be a good fit for your practice?
Well, first of all, I was always looking for something that was neurologically based, but at the same time finding it extremely intimidating.
Right.
Dr. Bob Hoffman is a coach and mentor of mine, and of course, he recommended the program. So whenever he says you should check something out, I always check it out. I'd already done your CPE course. And I loved it, and I found that really easy to do and implementable. But more from a neurological standpoint, I knew that I needed something to make myself stand out in the community more, because I find oftentimes, especially in a really busy center like Toronto, there are probably at least a dozen chiropractors on my street corner. And you need to be able to diversify what you offer and stand out from the pack and be able to change the conversation. I was already really trying to change the conversation from pain to brain because I purchased a very strongly pain-based practice. And to be truthful, I was getting really bored. I was getting bored of just low back pain, low back pain, low back pain. And I had taken extra courses in acupuncture, and I do a lot of cranial release technique. So I was already changing what was happening, but I still wasn't connecting. So that's why I wanted to take a course like this, because it has, as I expected it would, be able to blow things wide open for me. That's exactly what it's done.
That's incredible. Thank you for sharing that. And also shout out to Dr. Bob Hoffman. We love you as well. Thank you for the support from the Master Circle and for sending us amazing referrals such as Dr. Sasha. We really appreciate you. Okay, so tell me, as we just mentioned, that neurology can be a thick subject. There's nothing light about neurology, right? Did you have any skepticisms going into the program? Did you feel skeptical at all committing to a postural neurology program? What were your feelings going in?
Yeah, even having done your first course and knowing how fantastic it was, I was still very, very nervous to click that purchase button because I thought, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. It's 30 hours, and yet I come to my home and my lunch breaks at the office, which is exactly when I ended up doing. How it's done. To set aside more time to figure out how to use it. So that was the most impressive thing about this course, is I didn't have to do any of that. I didn't have to figure out how to use any of it, because you show us how to use it throughout the entire course of the program. So all that skepticism was gone very, very quickly upon starting it, because I could implement it as I was going. And I think that's the most important thing for a lot of people that are contemplating the course to realize. It's like right from day one, boom, go.
Very cool. I'm happy to hear that. And that was the point of postural neurology. We were sick of attending neurology courses ourselves that we feel like we couldn't implement the information. And so what we really wanted to do is make those connections between the hardcore neurology, but also the patient coming in that afternoon. How can we connect the dots between the two of those and implement neurology with our everyday patients? So what results have you seen since implementing postural neurology into your practice?
Well, my results have been really interesting because you find when you first start taking the course that you've heard all this stuff before. I remember that. I remember hearing about that back in first year at chiropractic college. Right. But nobody ever showed you how to connect the dots. So the school that I went to, they're very, very hardcore on making sure that they're educating really good diagnosticians. And I felt like I could diagnose neurologically, but then I didn't know what to do with the information. So it's really kind of funny. I think 17 years, V8 moment, right?
Yeah.
So the results have been really, really cool because, and I could talk about specific case results that I've been getting, and we're all going to get that. And I don't even really think that's the point. I think the more impactful results have been the way I've been able to educate my patients and just the day-to-day table talk, because it's very easy to get caught in this rut, especially when you're bored because you feel you're not making impactful changes, to talk about the weather and what you did with grandkids this weekend and so on and so forth. But I can pick a topic out of thousands of topics and little tidbits that you include throughout the course material. And I can say, okay, today I'm going to focus on talking about this with every single patient that is on my table. And that educational piece alone has transformed a lot of my pain-based patients in a very short period of time. So I will actually have patients coming in now saying things like, well, I really thought about what we said last week, and so I started doing XYZ exercises because I really thought it would stimulate my brain in a different way. And I think, oh my God, breakthrough, right?
Yeah, massive.
Compliance has gone through the roof. Obviously, more referrals are coming in. I have other practitioners in my neighborhood that are connecting with me now because they're starting to hear that I'm doing something a little bit different and they want to have more of a collaborative approach with me. Yeah. So I think that's really the big take home, is if you're not just performing the tests and changing the way that you adjust, if you're educating your patients, even with something as simple as the hierarchy of treatment for you now is stimulation, complex movement, and adjusting. And to be able to explain to people the difference between those three things and how important those three things are and how adjusting is kind of the king of that hierarchy, it has a huge impact on how your patients approach their own care. And compliance has been amazing.
Love to hear that. That's so great, because when the patients are actually compliant, then they get the results and then they refer other people. Happy patients are the best patients, right? So love hearing that. So tell me, why would you recommend postural neurology to other healthcare professionals out there who are considering joining the program?
Because you're crazy not to. Like, if it can have that kind of impact on your current patient base, it's always easier to grow your practice with the people that you already have inside your practice. I haven't even done any advertising. I haven't even posted any social media. It's going to give you just that cutting edge. And I think we have a responsibility as chiropractors to our profession to keep cutting edge and to start spreading the word of all of that amazing research that's currently coming out. You know, what Dr. Heidi Havoc is doing is absolutely amazing, but you don't want to just read the research and communicate it to the patients. And they go, oh yeah, great, but you're still treating me the same way. You've got to have a really powerful way to implement it. And I think you and Dr. Mark would really love to hear that I've actually already had a patient recommend this program to me. So
nice.
She was last week. I guess she's on an email list for Dr. Mancini.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You had done a blast about your program. And this patient emails me and she said, due to our recent conversations and the way you're changing, the way you're treating me and approaching your practice, I thought you'd find this program really cool. You should look into it.
Interesting. Oh, I love hearing that. That's so funny. Yeah. What a cool experience.
It was so cool. I can't wait to tell you about it. So it's not just doctors recommending your program, it's patients now too.
Oh, good. Yeah, the patients want it. Thank you for sharing that story. That's awesome. I love hearing that. Okay, Dr. Sasha, one more question, and this one's going to be directly for the other CPEs. So you went through the CPE program, you're a certified posture expert. After doing certified posture expert, why did you feel that certified postural neurology was the next step forward? What made you also jump on board with CPN?
Well, I'd already had such a great experience with CPN, and I've heard other people say, the free video trainings that you give are just so amazing and encouraging. And I don't really think that I would have done it if it wasn't for those free training videos, because you gave so much information in there and also implementable things without even having registered for the course, that I felt so strongly that there was going to be enough new, valuable, different, cutting-edge information in there. Yeah. And I wasn't disappointed. So
very cool.
It's been a really great experience.
Yeah. Well, we've been so fortunate to have students like you in the programs, Dr. Sasha. Thank you for the incredible work that you're doing to your patients. It's so inspiring for us. Every time we have the opportunity of connecting with the CPN, I'll tell you what, it remotivates Dr. Mark and I to just get out there and keep providing more information for you guys, because hearing these success stories is exactly where it's at. Thank you again for showcasing your experience this morning. I know you're busy in practice for the day, so thank you for spending the time together with us, and make it a great day. Really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.